North Cowichan why in the world they would even entertain something
we
like
think
that.
better of Rob Douglas than that.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Somebody from Whistler has played a prank on North Cowichan Council, and I don't think anybody noticed. There was an email that was pulled to speak to on the agenda on May the 3rd asking North Cowichan to cancel the term natural gas and replace it with fossil fuel. The main reason why? They think people are confused in North Cowichan and that we don't know what natural gas is. So we hit the streets and asked actual North Cowichan residents, do you know what natural gas is? And here's the response.
Do you know what natural gas is?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what natural gas is?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's natural gas, comes out of the ground, used for heating, cooling, heat pumps.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I do.
Perfect. And you too?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
And you, do you know what natural gas is?
Yes.
Later that evening at council, we present our findings.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. I'm here to speak today on behalf of COPE, that's the Citizens Oversight and Accountability Project, on item 2.2.1. It's an email from a business in Whistler asking if North Cowichan wouldn't mind renaming our entire library of literature to cancel natural gas and replace all forms of language with fossil gas instead. The email suggests it's as easy as opening a Word document and simply pressing Control F to find and replace all words associated with it. In my 15-year career in a corporate setting, I can assure you that it's a ridiculous and naive thought, and that the effort to change that would be so simple. It's also concerning that at some point we had pulled the email at all, since it did not come from North Cowichan residents, nor is it a North Cowichan business. Upon further review, you'll also notice it doesn't mention North Cowichan, Cowichan Valley, or even Vancouver Island. It also doesn't mention any councillor, the mayor by name. It's merely a copy-paste form letter sent to dozens of municipalities hoping somebody would give it an ear. I think it's an embarrassment that we even pulled it and are about to speak on it now. Having said that, I wanted to ensure that it wasn't myself that was off base, or perhaps out of touch with North Cowichan residents, since the email in question contained 5 conversations of people seemingly in kindergarten or perhaps a grade school of some form, as the majority of adults that I know would assume they know what natural gas is. Assuming, however, is not enough. So today, myself and Adriana hit the streets and interviewed about 15 residents and asked them what natural gas is. Now, the video interviews and full transcript will be available on our social media and website. That's coap.ca. In summary, every single resident that we interviewed fully understood what natural gas was, how it's formed, where it came from, what it's used for in homes and businesses. Perhaps it's a confusing subject for that business or the people that use their services, but rest assured, despite the email stating, and I quote, that many residents in your municipality may not be aware that natural gas is a fossil fuel, I can assure you that residents here where we live are more than aware and see no reason to spend time, money, or resources to arbitrarily update our literature to cancel words and to replace them with these childish substitutes that honestly are an insult to our intelligence. Thank you, Council, for your attention.
I'm speaking on behalf of COPE, a group of engaged citizens who have joined us under the expectation that we speak on their behalf against multiple current agendas and policies. Today, I'm here to speak on item 2.2.1. I'm going to start off with a quote from Forbes magazine. Fossils are mineralized remains of ancient plants and animals. They are our primary way of studying life forms that lived millions of years ago. But actual fossils have nothing to do with any of the fuels. The term fossil has come to be used as slang for anything particularly ancient, even though it's not the original meaning of the word. As a result, these fuel sources that come from ancient plants and animals are referred to with that word, even though no actual fossils are involved. Once again, Council is looking to accept a letter from a climate extremist who seems to not be a taxpayer of North Cowichan, all the while ignoring letters from the tax base. For instance, the letter COPE sent asking Council to refrain from purchasing electric fleet vehicles until they could ethically source the batteries. So it now seems odd that council would even consider changing a name of a gas that drives less damage to the earth than the batteries cause in order to help the public understand that natural gas is not some magical natural fairy dust, which, after taking our poll today in Duncan and North Cowichan, we found that everyone is quite aware of what gas is and how it is sourced. Many First Nations are involved and benefit from the natural gas industry in BC, with zero officially opposed. Juxtaposed to Indigenous folks across the planet that are being poisoned, displaced, having their water turned undrinkable, and their children dying for the batteries, the author of the letter proposes to be the only source of energy we use. Previous North Cowichan Council wrote UNDRIP into the bylaw, so by trying to demonize a gas extracted under BC standards while promoting the gross misjustices placed on Indigenous across the world for the mineral extracting of the so-called green fleet that you're purchasing, you're breaking UNDRIP Section 7, 8.2, Section B, 10, 7.1, 17.2 especially, 17.3, 20, 21.1, 26.1 and 2 and 3, 29.1 and 2, and 32.2. The request by this author is not as innocent as it sounds. Besides a complete waste of time and resources changing a name in paperwork and online, the fact is that by trying to demonize and lump natural gas in with other manufactured gases, it gives local, provincial, and federal governments a way to place an overarching ban on multiple resources all at once. Names are changed for political and policy reasons. Please do not consider this letter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Check out our other videos for some examples of the interviews on the street. Alternatively, you can join us at coap.ca, and we'll have postings on our Substack. Thanks for supporting COPE.